just let go, let go, let go. Leave me by the side of the pillow. Because the looser the grip, yeah, yeah, the lighter the load. You've been playing this game, waiting on the finest hour. But that need to win will
Welcome to our Sunday celebration. Thanks for joining us. My name is Jody Davidson, and I'm a member of the Board of Trustees here at Columbia Center for Spiritual Living. Before we get started, we'd greatly appreciate if you'd share a live stream to help us spread the message. I'll pause for you to do this now. Great, thank you. At Columbia CSL, we live the truth of who we are through our identity, vision, and mission. We have a new identity statement. We are a diverse community of belonging and growth, sharing the light and joy within ourselves while learning to see it in others. And we have a new vision statement as well. Love this. Contributing to a world that works for everyone. And we carry out our vision through our mission. We are a welcoming, inclusive spiritual center where everyone can be seen and heard. We lovingly practice the principles of science of mind in the world. Now, I invite you to set an intention for the week ahead, starting with right now. So take a deep breath and allow yourself to sink into the feeling, whatever is emerging for you in this moment. What's your intention right now so that you can open yourself to Spirit's guidance throughout our time together and, of course, beyond as we live out our time ahead of us. We have a saying here: singing or listening to music is like praying twice. So we begin each service with a song. And now let us welcome Amy Bishop.
There's always something to be grateful for. There's always something to be grateful for. Even when you're down and low, even if you're lost on an old dark road, there's always something to be grateful for. There's breath in my lungs, there's a breeze on my skin, there's a thought in my mind that tells me even when I lose, I win. There's always something to be grateful for. There's always something to be grateful for. Even if you're down and low, even if you're lost on an old dark road, there's always something to be grateful for. There's dew on the grass, there's birds up above, and there's a knowing in my soul telling me that I will always love. So there's always something to be grateful for. There's always something to be grateful for. Even if I'm down and low, even if I'm lost and I don't know where to go, there's always something to be grateful for. There's always something to be grateful for.
I'm taking that in. I hope you are as well, to remember that there is always something to be grateful for. And I can tell you that this morning I'm grateful for Columbia CSL. Thank you, Amy, for your amazing gift of song. If this is your first time experiencing Columbia Center for Spiritual Living, know that you are welcome, and we thank you for joining us today. We want you to know that no matter who you are or whatever your spiritual path, you are welcome here. We invite you to visit our website at columbiacsl.com to learn more about our spiritual community, replay past services, find articles, and just a plethora, I love that word, plethora of resources. And please check out our calendar on the website, because there are so many opportunities for us to gather in spiritual practice and fellowship. Exciting things are happening at Columbia CSL. Many of you have renewed your membership, and some are taking on membership for the first time. Welcome home, all. If you're intending to email or mail your application, we're hoping to have our completed count by month's end so that we can support the board's budgeting process. If you need assistance in doing so, please connect with Reggie Cap at info@columbiacsl.com so that she can help you to make that happen. By now, you've received an invitation for a community healing service on December the 3rd. It's going to be conducted by Dr. Kathy Hearn and Reverend Christine Green. This special service marks the beginning of what we call the co-creation process, which is designed to assist us in setting the consciousness that will welcome. This is so exciting that we're thinking about how we go about welcoming our incoming senior minister when that time comes. The process is based on the principle that there cannot be true newness without new consciousness. I want to say that again, that there can't be true newness without new consciousness. So we highly encourage everyone to participate. I'll be there, and I hope you will be as well. It's also wonderful that we have a new minister sacred covenant team that has formed. Sincere thanks to those that have stepped forward. You see their names on the screen. David Sills, Reggie Cap, Don Henderson, who is also our producer, Claudette Gadsden, B. Amon James, with a big heart above his name, Karen Brown, Shamil Taylor, Rev. Jenna Wexler, and Zeta Johnson Betts. Thank you all for your sacred service to our community. Our monthly program called Common Ground is presently under construction with Rebecca Bell. Therefore, we will not be holding this event until February 2022. Can you believe it? 2022, where has the time gone? Now, something a little bit more in the current state. This coming Wednesday evening, Idalia Romero will be conducting a prayer service at Unity. Starting in January, we'll be offering a monthly practitioner prayer service in our community. If you're interested to check out what would that be like for us, you can sign up to be with Idalia via the Zoom link at unitybythebay.org for this Wednesday's service. Wonderful holiday gifts knitted by Joan Jones. She's going to be knitting with love for our community, and her beautiful items are going to be on sale at our in-person service next Sunday, November 28th, at our celebration service at the Hawthorne Center. We hope you'll be able to join us there. And the last of our announcements, our Fun Fall fundraiser is a raffle with multiple prizes, And this is coming soon to a virtual screen near you. These funds will be designated towards our expenses that will be incurred in support of the ministerial candidating process and will also support our monthly tithing gifts. For more information on any of these opportunities or to sign up for the events, please visit our website at www.columbiacsl.com/events, and you can contact us for any inquiries at info@columbiacsl.com. And now, let's consciously engage in spiritual practice together. We invite you to settle in, center yourself in this moment, and find that still place within where spirit is all there is. We'll have a contemplative reading by our beloved Shamel Taylor, and then a guided meditation and affirmative prayer by our beloved Idalia Romero.
Good morning, CCSL. Today's reading is taken from Chapter 1 of This Thing Called You by Ernest Holmes. Humanity is made up of innumerable individuals, no two alike, and yet society is a composite whole, moving gradually towards some ultimate goal. What could this goal be other than that everyone, while remaining individual, shall find a more complete expression in and among all other individuals? This has been the dream of the ages. You belong to the universe in which you live. You are one with the creative genius, back of this vast array of ceaseless motion, this original flow of life. You are as much a part of it as the sun, the earth, and the air. There is something in you telling you this, like a voice echoing from some mountaintop of inward vision, like a light whose origin no man has seen, like an impulse welling up from an invisible source. Your soul belongs to the universe. Your mind is an outlet through which the creative intelligence of the universe seeks fulfillment. You are to believe with utmost simplicity and with complete faith that there is a pattern of your being, or a real spirit of you, which is as eternal as God, as indestructible as reality, and as changeless as truth. This pattern is seeking to manifest through you. Back of it is all the will and purpose of the universe, all the irresistible laws of being. It is because it is there that you have these irresistible urges, the longing to live more fully, the feeling that life belongs to you. There is something within you beyond all doubt and fear, something which has never been limited by your acts or destroyed by your feeling. This is the only something that can make you whole. Please join me in this affirmation. My mind is open to new ideas. The spirit is ever active in me. I know that I am continuously receiving new impressions from life, new, better, and fuller ways of living. I let the newness, freshness, and originality of spirit permeate my entire consciousness. And so it is. Namaste.
As we allow ourselves to relax, get centered, feel our minds and muscles relaxing. Our whole body is giving way to the spirit within. We take this moment to allow ourselves to listen, to gently and sacredly listen to that voice within, that voice that speaks truth. Let us be. Be still. Be still and know. Be still and know that I. Be still and know that I am. Be still and know that I am God. Be still and know that I am the Spirit of God within. Be still and know that I am God. Be still and know that I am. Be still and know that I. Be still and know that. Be still and know. Be still. Be still. Be still. Be. Be and know that we are whole. Be and know that we are made in the image and likeness of God. Be still and know truth. Be still and be guided to be all that we can be in this moment, in this here and now. So be. 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 Let us pray. As we acknowledge that there is only one power and one presence, this power, this presence is alive, is always vibrating. It is the absolute essence whose circumference is nowhere. It is the power that speaks through us, that is us. And we are in the very essence of this power at each and every moment because it is alive 24/7. And in this realization, we now name and claim our unitedness, our connection in this community of the Columbia Center for Spiritual Living as we come together to remember, to know who we are, to hear words of truth, to be grateful, to enjoy, to rejoice. And we feel this aliveness individually and collectively in this community, knowing that as I speak these words at this very moment, this power, this presence is already revealed, this center, this service, complete and perfect. And we are grateful. We are so, so grateful for all the many blessings seen and unseen. And we feel this appreciation, this great, great appreciations in our heart at this very moment. And I know this prayer is delivered perfectly because I am perfect, because we all are perfect in the eyes of God. So let's just be together in prayer, be together in song, be together in message. So we are grateful as we allow these words that have been spoken through me to be released into this power, into this universe, into this law of God, into this law, this love of God, knowing these words are done. And all we say is, yes, yes, Spirit, I am here. I am here. And so it is. Amen.
Thank you so much, Shamel and Idalia. The opportunity to still ourselves so that we can open our minds and our hearts through our spiritual practice. Namaste. In our spiritual community, our practitioners and ministers are eager to know the truth with you. Feel free to email your requests for prayer or counseling to prayer@columbiacsl.com, and we will hold your truth in prayer throughout the week. And now it's my pleasure to introduce once again Amy Bishop.
Closer than a heartbeat, closer than the breath in your lungs, closer even still than the pulse within your veins. I am, I am, I am closer than a lover or a child. I'm part of every person, kind and wild. I'm everything you are. I'm the wish and I'm the star. I am, I am, I am. I'm the oak that's climbing skyward. I'm the dandelion sea. Every broken heart, every good deed, every kind word spoken, every tear that's cried. I'm the little whisper that won't be denied. All that ever was or will ever be. Passion, truth, and love, lasting peace. I am everything you see. I am you and you are me. I am, I am, I am. I'm spirit, the one mind. I am laughter, I'm divine. I am, I am, I am. I am, I am, I am. I am, I am. Amen.
Beautiful gift from Amy. Thank you. And now it is my pleasure to introduce our interim senior minister, Reverend Dr. Nadene Rogers with today's message titled Perception is Everything.
Well, good morning, Columbia CSL, and all of those tuning in to experience this time of sacred awareness and joy, I'd like to say. You know, I'm grateful to be with you all today, as like every day, when we learn to listen to our words, we see more clearly the person we are and are becoming. So thank you, Spirit. Joan Didion stated, I think we are well advised to keep on nodding terms with the people we used to be, for we forget all too soon the things we thought we could never forget. We forget the loves and the betrayals alike, forget what we whispered and what we screamed. We forget who we were. So today, as we continue the month's theme, Breathe into the View, let's explore bringing our fullness into play. And as we accept this task, the process of discovering and deciding who we want to be, may we also remember that what we perceive outside of us is a reflection of who we perceive we are. Now, our spiritual work turns us both inward and outward. Have you ever noticed how you bounce back and forth from one to the other? Some say, me included, that the rhythm is one of nature. It's like the lotus blossom moving into itself at night to regenerate itself for the next day's conditions and its opportunity to shine the sun on its face. Perhaps when we don't like something, it hurts us or offends our sensibilities, we hide, retreat, or mindfully withdraw into meditation and prayer to remind ourselves that we are safe and life is inherently good. Perhaps when we've had too much of me time, we step back into the world refreshed and balanced. I like to remind myself that one experience is not more spiritual or richer than another, as the same great spirit is wholly present everywhere, equal to my intention to prove this to myself. Some say that timing is everything as we learn to breathe in the view. So I'd like to add to that through today's topic, perception is everything. Recently, I put up a post on Facebook, which posed the question, if my ability to see and observe life corresponds with what I believe and expect, is it time to pause and adjust my vision? Well, you know, as life is full of synchronicities, I'll share one with you. Now, I wrote this Facebook post on Friday morning. And guess what happened Saturday morning? So while lounging in my bed, watching an episode of Bones, enjoying my first homebrewed cafe latte while reading our daily newspaper online and catching up on my personal texts and emails. Yeah, did I say lounging? I really was. But I had a visceral feeling of moving outside my safe little bubble. That feeling encouraged me to first donate to the funeral costs of a young girl of 6, recently killed in a road accident on her way to her family's 3rd relocation after having lost their home in Merritt, BC, due to the devastating floods that BC has had over the last week. Then I moved on. I noticed an opportunity to share, which I did, towards CSL's prison ministry with a year's subscription to the Science Mind magazine. You know, I did these two things and I felt as though I was at a different level of awareness, remembering my perception is everything. Now, I've created a wonderful life, full of challenges, obstacles, pain, discovery, love, joy, and achievement. Not unlike most of us, to one degree or another, but I have always had a roof over my head, a warm bed to sleep in, and mealtime often eating enough for two, I might add. Being aware daily of the scales of injustice. I have to therefore shake off my sense of indulgence and turn what are often thoughts of guilt into deep, deep gratitude. I have drawn to myself a path on which to fulfill what I have always believed to be my life's purpose: supporting, uplifting, and inspiring others to be authentically expressed and free. Now, I say believed to be, because as of yesterday, I believe my sole purpose is to nourish the garden of my mind, to support a perception that is far more inclusive, far more expansive, in the realization of what is mine to do today, in this moment now. Through the act of donation, I thought, it isn't about giving more. It is about receiving more of the infinite supply sourced within, as an individualization of the Great Spirit and the infinite vastness of my capacity to apply this intelligence. Now, I share this life moment of mine with you as it speaks into the call to action at the heart of our teaching. There is a power in the universe for good, and I can use it. It isn't about giving more. We all give to the level of belief of our capacity to give anyway. When we receive more of who and whose we are, we naturally will increase our capacity to give accordingly to our expanded belief. Our task is to become clear on our why and our what in terms of using this power for good, but not dwell on the how or when, but rather mind our thoughts, which lay foundation for our perception, pointing from within to without. Listen and trust our inner wisdom, our divine intuition, and then leave well enough alone. There is a much greater proposition at hand for each of us as we breathe in a greater view, and to take the opportunity to boldly forge into this world of wonder helps us to cause our own conscious integration of body, mind, soul, and spirit with that of others. Take the step from I to we to the we in I. I'm sure you've all heard of philosopher Ken Wilber. He's well known as the creator of integral theory, whose basic framework suggests that all human knowledge and experience can be placed in a 4-quadrant grid along the axis of interior, exterior, and individual collective. In his book Boomeritis, he contrasts the scientific materialism with a larger integral vision, which embraces the whole continuum of body, mind, soul, and spirit, and targets one of the most stubborn obstacles to realizing the integral vision, this greater view. He says it's a disease of egocentrism and narcissism, plaguing the baby boomers most of all, who don't seem content to have a fine new idea, who must have the new paradigm which will herald one of the greatest transformations in the history of the world. We don't simply want to recycle bottles and papers. We want to save the planet, finally liberating Gaia and resurrecting the goddess that previous generations had brutally repressed. The extraordinary wonder and power of being us. I hope you're feeling rather amused in this moment, but seeing his point, which to me begs us to look at one of a generational collective perception that tends to keep our humanity sometimes separated from our spiritual nature, and at the same time tends to push our humanity closer to our spiritual nature. Seeing as God sees, perceiving life outside as inside and inside as outside, begets us a simpler life with less chaos and struggle. never mind that feeling of loneliness. Yogi Raman said, never overlook the power of simplicity. The story may not be a sophisticated discourse, but there is a universe of sensibility in its message and a purity in its purpose. So, what is your approach to creating your perception? What are you not seeing clearly? And can this process, the journey of spiritual maturity of body, mind, soul, and spirit integration, be more simply felt and lived? I'm full of personal stories today, so I thought of how much gratitude I felt while raking the leaves on our property last week. You know, I had cause to laugh at myself again when I thought, geez, I just did this a couple of days ago, and it looked like nothing was done at all. Now, I laugh because life, God, is always filling the space we notice, because God does not know a void. But it is ours to remember what we don't see all the time. All the work and love we put into the day before, the years before, or in my case, the last time I raked the leaves, right? We do tend to see what's in front of us, but that is such a small part of the story, yes? Such a simple act, like raking leaves, or other simple, ordinary acts, even the ones we procrastinate doing, can turn out to be miracles, connecting us within in that sacred, joyful knowingness of our oneness and that all is well. It is definitely a part of the art of spiritual living to not lean into the temptation of judgment towards the simple life, living simply, or the simple ordinary acts or tasks of the day. Because judgments, I think, are a no vote, a no vote to a miracle waiting to be revealed and demonstrated through us. One of my very favorite philosophers, Krishnamurti, wrote a book called The Flame of Attention. And that's one of my dog-eared books. The Science of Mind text, well, unlike Dr. Pat Campbell, who I think she has a tradition of buying a new text every year, but she still loves her original text that she marked up, and and all the pages are dog-eared from her time of being a ministerial student. But the flame of attention, sorry, I digress there, but the flame of attention talks about perception through the way we approach a problem as a non-actualized desire or a perceived conflict being more important than the problem itself. Generally, Krishnamurti says we approach a problem with fear or a desire to go beyond it, to fight against it, escape from it, or totally neglect it, or just put up with it. How do we approach a problem? Do we come near or do we go far away? Our motives dictate our approach. Do you observe the problem and see the answer within it, or do you try and apply a solution? Right? How do you perceive life? So I'd like you to join me in an exercise for the moment. If you can, wherever you are, just close your eyes or just take a deep breath and become a little more still. I ask you this question. What is perception and what is seeing? How do you see the tree? So I'm asking you now to visualize a grand tree, a beautiful tree, a tree that comes to mind, that brings you a feeling of joy and connectedness. Now look at the tree for the moment. With what sight do you see it? Is it solely an optical observation, just looking at the tree with the optical reaction, observing the form, the pattern, the light perhaps on the leaf? Or do you, when you observe this tree, name it, saying, this is an oak, or this is a maple, and then just walk by? By naming it, you are no longer seeing the tree. Even as words have power, the word can deny the thing. Can you look at your tree without the word? Can you look at a perceived problem without the word conditioning? Please open your eyes. To not give away the truth for illusion, we must involve our whole self, all our senses, being therefore open to a new thought for ourselves. It is easy to observe things outside of us, but we cannot easily take in all that is the whole of who we are inside and see the connection with the greater all. So wherever there is divisiveness, there is conflict. That is the law. If the observer, we, approach fear, a problem, as though it were different than ourselves, something we must resolve, suppress, understand, then division and struggle will come into it. Then comes the eating of spaghetti, I like to say, the need to fill up with warmth, heaviness, feet on the ground, a pacifier. Often when our perceptions are creating trouble in our lives, we kneel to reveal a solution. Often approaching this all-knowing, all-powerful presence to make it right for us. In this way, sometimes we look at God as a last resort after we've gone through the entire rigmarole of thinking that by tweaking the problem here, we can fix it, or tweaking the problem there, we can fix it. You know, sometimes though, problems are more intractable than anything that can be handled only on an external level. Only when we're ready to look within and see God there can we find a way forward with a renewed perception. Since all discord and divisiveness is derived from our own perception, comprised of attitudes, energies, and patterns of behavior and belief, we can't permanently eradicate a condition until we're willing to look deeply through God to dissolve its cause. We are born with an innate longing to know truth, freedom, the feeling of wholeness and oneness. And how do we traverse the depths of our humanity to remember this nature of us, of all? The other night in our spiritual economics class, we had a discussion around the word desire, the concept of desire and how it fits in with gratitude, acceptance of what is, and our natural evolution. Well, Stephen Levine, author of Embracing the Beloved, says that desire is a restlessness of the mind, a leaning out of this moment into the next, in which some imagined satisfaction might be acquired. Dr. Ernest Holmes, the founder of the science of mind and spirit, likens desire in a spiritual sense to be that innate creative urge to expand and grow, discover and create beyond what has gone before. So as we mindfully nurture the building of perception, the foundation of core beliefs that filter how and what we see, our innate desire can be the instigator for change, buoyed up and supported by faith and expectancy. Perception is everything needed, indeed. As an example, it is our perception of what is possible for us to experience in life based upon our perception of who we are. So what if I asked you to define freedom? Could you? What came up for me instantly was this, when I asked myself the question. It's the ability to listen to and speak and live my intuition without attachment to what comes back to me or shows up. We all have that place within ourselves that longs to be free, don't we? To some that means I have to die to get ultimate freedom. To some it might mean having enough prosperity to make decisions without concern about anyone or anything. To others, freedom might mean a simple existence lived in God. The Science of Mind teaching would lead us to understand that freedom is found in the expression and experience of self-responsibility and self-empowerment through right thinking and right action, as guided by that within us that knows it knows. Ultimately, it is our perception of who we are, I think, that will inform the decisions we make on our journey right back to where it all began, as the beloved. Dr. Holmes wrote a piece, and he said, the ultimate goal of life is not that we shall arrive at a spiritual destination where everything remains static and inactive. We believe in an eternal upward spiral of existence. And this is what Jesus meant when he said, in my Father's house are many mansions. So as we ascend from a lower to a higher level, I will add, of perception, the limitations of the previous experience must drop away from us. Since the kingdom of God is already established in spirit, our transition from one plane to another is a matter of consciousness. And since all persons are incarnations of the divine spirit, every soul will ultimately find complete emancipation, not through losing itself in God, but rather through finding God in itself. Here, perception is everything. Freedom, complete emancipation by finding God in oneself. The Power of Now, written by Eckhart Tolle, explains that all negativity and suffering have their roots in time. For if it is the quality of our consciousness at this moment that determines the future, then what is it that determines the quality of our consciousness? He says, our degree of presence. So the only place where true change can occur and where past can be dissolved is in the now. The second coming of Christ, he furthers to say, is a transformation of human consciousness, a shift from time to presence, from thinking to pure consciousness, not the arrival of some man or woman. If Christ were to return tomorrow in some externalized form, what could he or she possibly say to you other than this? I am the truth. I am divine presence. I am eternal life. I am within you. I am here. I am now. The indwelling spirit is felt and experienced through a natural state of being. In being, the subject and object become one. And to feel this oneness and know that you are abiding in that deep-rooted state is enlightenment, is the truth that Jesus says will make you free. Now, the easiest and hardest way I know how to find God in me is by placing my mind in service to love. When I think without love, I am not thinking as God thinks. I am not seeing as God sees. And I'm certainly not perceiving myself as God knows itself. As there is none of the power and presence of the self-givingness of God in my thoughts. I am not energetically aligned with that which inspires creation in its nature of wholeness and perfection. When I think without love, my thoughts are empty of love's light. And I make illusions, seeing only what I have seen before, without the richness of infinite possibility and the strength to move past my mortal fears. If we were to make the choice today to place our mind in service to love, we could experience the miracles that only love can bring. Love is always pregnant with the next best thing. Life is always brewing more of itself. The universe is infinite and infinitely creative and never stops arranging opportunities for us to love. So no matter what happened, even a moment before You came here today. The present is always a new beginning. God's mind rearranges time and space according to our willingness to love. Nothing in the world can stop the creative power of the universe. Now, I know it is often our sheer will, our desire, and sense of purpose that sustains us on our path, that keeps us taking that next step, but it becomes apparent that the only true virtue that each of us has is the original blessing within. The sacred beloved and our relationship to it. And this, my friends, this perception is everything. And so it is. Amen. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Nadene, for that inspiring message. Indeed, perception is everything. You can talk with Dr. Nadene after service this morning on Zoom on our after chat. And you can find that link in our newsletter or on our website calendar. Reminder, it's www.columbiacsl.com. And please join us next week for our in-person service with Eugene Holden, who will continue with this month's theme, Breathe in the View, with his talk entitled, In Gratitude, I Believe in the Beauty of Life. And now we have the pleasure of hearing from Amy Bishop one more time.
Love, reflecting love. I am one with the divine. Peace expressing heaven bright. Light reflecting light. Love, reflecting love. I am one with the divine. Peace expressing heaven bright. I am light, reflecting light. Love, reflecting love. I am one with the peace expressing heaven bright. I am light, reflecting light. We are love, reflecting love. We are one with the divine. We are peace expressing heaven bright. We are light, reflecting light. Peace expressing heaven bright, we are light, reflecting light.
Thank you, Amy, for reflecting your light. You can follow Amy on Facebook or on her website, Amy Bishop Music. And there you can hear and have more opportunities to listen to her fabulous, uplifting, knock it out of the park music. And now it's time for our conscious giving. We have just received, and we can participate in the law of circulation by giving back. I invite you to invoke feelings of love, gratitude, abundance, allowing them to fill you and the space around you. So now let us use the power of our words by speaking the prosperity affirmation. I will speak it aloud, and I invite you to do so as well. I know that the infinite abundance of the universe blesses and multiplies this offering, and so it is. We offer easy ways to donate your offering. You can make a one-time or recurring donation through our website that you see on the screen, www.columbiacsl.com. You can text your donation to 410-498-6175. And the old-fashioned way, you can drop off or mail your donation to Columbia CSL at our office. We receive and appreciate your gifts and tithes. Thank you for supporting our center so that we can together remain vital and thrive. This is where we can find spiritual nourishment. And we know that as we give with gratitude, we receive in gratitude as well. Would you please join me as we bless and receive every gift bestowed upon Columbia Center for Spiritual Living? Together we receive these gifts, knowing that they nurture and support our vision of contributing to a world that works for everyone. And so it is. On behalf of our entire community, thank you for being a part of our spiritual family today. And we look forward to seeing you again. At the end of the service, we hope you'll stay and check out our announcement slides and our website calendar. You can check out there at www.columbiacsl.com/events to make sure you know everything that's coming up in our community. And that's where you'll find the link to sign up for the after chat with Dr. Nadene at 11 o'clock or right after the service. And one final reminder that next week we're in person with speaker Eugene Holden and our fabulous guest artist, Robert Hitz, at the Hawthorne Center next Sunday, November 28th. Happy Thanksgiving, everyone. It is now my pleasure to introduce once again Dr. Nadene to close out our service with a benediction.
Thank you, everyone who helped create this wonderful moment in time for us all. There is always something to be grateful for, so please join me in consciousness. As we expand our view, our perception of I as we and as the we in me, we become still and know that, as Amy says, we are the light reflecting the light. So today we give thanks for the beauty and the joy found in the simple things of life, so that we can turn those ordinary moments into holy moments, so the miracle of life can be experienced through us, known by us, and shared from us. Be still, be still, be still, and know that I am God. Be still and know that I am God. We give thanks for this world that we live in, as it is the world we create. The world of experience, the world of understanding, of knowledge, the world of life that has been given to us is a great gift. We give great thanks for it. And so it is.